Hello, everybody.
Hey, we're here.
We're here. It looks like, let me see if I can play this or not. Nope.
Oh, you can't do it. Well, we could do it. We could do it. Dun, 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 dun,
Wow. The
dun,
free version.
dun.
So we tried to go directly to uh,
YouTube.
YouTube, and it only works if you do mobile. And since we were doing in studio, we both have to be on our cell phones in our studios.
Ah,
And that made no sense. So I said, you know what? Let me log into StreamYard and see if the free plan has anything that we can do. And this, we can still, we can still get comments.
that's good.
I just saw Jake over at Jake's. I was out and about this morning and said
Good
hello.
morning, Jake, and good morning, Adam.
Adam wants to know if this is the season finale. We were just
Well,
discussing this. Raffi actually might still be here next week. So next week might be the season finale.
and maybe what we'll do is we'll do an on the road one if we can.
Well, we can do on the road for sure. We can do YouTube is built for mobile.
Ah, I
It's
see.
not built for desktop. Like I could have gone live on my own, but I
Ah,
couldn't add you.
oh, I see.
So if we were in the same room, we could have done it.
Got it.
But I could add you as a cell phone. You can have another person on with you.
So if I did it through my cell phone, I would have to do it through. Do I need the app to do it
No,
through? Just connect to the show.
you would have been, yes, you would have been able to connect to the show.
All
I
right.
don't know. So StreamYard still works. Unfortunately, we have that little bug up in the corner now that says powered by StreamYard. And I'm sure in YouTube there's a link to, you want to sign. And every time I try to run any of our little assets, it immediately says the free plan comes with one example video. If you'd like to share your own videos, check out the upgraded plans.
Oh,
So I don't know what the example video is because it doesn't even show me what the example video is that I can use.
well, it's at least we're here. That's the good part, and we got it rolling along. And there's some interesting things happening out there in the automotive world now. Did you see that the corporate average fuel economy or CAFE standards that have been in place for many, many years to help encourage automobile companies to build more fuel efficient vehicles? These standards, while still in place, have removed the financial penalties for not adhering to them. So now there's no incentive for car companies to continue to manufacture vehicles that meet the corporate average fuel economy. CAFE was put in place to bring your average offerings of vehicles. So if you had, for example, a Chevy Vega that got 30 miles to the gallon, you could have other cars like Cadillacs and bigger vehicles that got less. But if you drew the average through, you would be at that bar.
Right.
If you were under that bar, you would have to pay a fine, basically, to the government because you're adding more pollution per square meter to the environment. The penalty, the financial penalty, is now gone.
Yeah. So there's now they have no reason to do anything fuel efficient wise.
Right.
They have no incentive to do electric or hybrid.
Right.
And I think the car companies are smart enough to know this is not permanent.
Yeah.
That the next administration will come in and put things back to the CAFE standards, I don't even think were democratic. I mean, I think they first started under Nixon, if I'm not mistaken, or
it was
something similar, because he started the EPA.
Right. It was necessary because the levels of pollution that were out there were astronomical. And while cars are not the largest contributor to pollution, back when the standards were first put in place, they were significant contributors to the levels of city pollutions. So air quality has improved. The best example I can think of is Los Angeles. If you were to go to Los Angeles in the 70s, it was awful. There were days where you could not go out and play as a kid and not get sore throat or difficulty breathing. And there were probably I would suggest standards that were maybe triple what they are today in terms of monitoring air quality. Today, however, you go to Los Angeles and you no longer have that kind of thick yellow-gray smoke. It just hovers over the entire LA basin.
Yeah.
So cities like that have benefited tremendously from improved CAFE standards.
And CAFE standards I just looked it up. You know what year they came into play?
I want to say 73.
75.
Okay.
So this is not like something Biden put in or Obama or Clinton. This was Nixon and Ford.
It's a half a century old. And to lose something that has done a half a century's worth of improvement to our environment, I think is really unfortunate.
It just makes no sense. And again, we don't want this show to be political, but it's just some of the things that are disappearing. Corporation for Public Broadcasting is about to go under, which means PBS is going to lose all their funding because, the president doesn't like what they say.
Right.
That's called the First Amendment, and that's called, I don't know. The
Corporation for Public Broadcasting it's an opportunity for public-based broadcasting. So right. You and I can go and do a show that has public broadcast through the public broadcast system. Every community is supposed to have that, and
right.
and so it gives us the opportunity to broadcast on television for free without having to incur significant costs for production and things like that, so as not to limit our voice.
Right. And cable access was also set up for that if there's a cable system, they had to give,
right.
Every city had to have so many channels of public access that we had the access to go in. And, Reagan really switched it in 84 when he got rid of the fairness doctrine.
Yeah.
Whereas you had, no matter what position you had, somebody else had to be able to give the counterpoint. You had to have the counter. They said, no, you can have one-sided, and that created conservative radio and AM radio and Rush Limbaugh and all of that.
Now with the automobile industry, what we'll see,
with the car show.
Yeah, what we'll see, and again, this isn't directly politicizing. What this comes down to is, as manufacturers, you have an obligation to the environment. Not just, industry is basically using environmental resources for the benefit of humanity. So your obligation from a corporate perspective is to be a good corporate steward for the land, for the resources, so that you're not depleting everything and causing such disruption to where it can't recover. And that's what CAFE is about. Is, yes, cars are going to burn fuel. We know that. And it's going to have some impact on the environment. But if you run the curve associated with how much impact against how much consumption, then you're able to manage that. Your corporate stewardship becomes responsible for the amount of pollution you're putting out there. And that's what CAFE was doing. And it had been doing it successfully for 50 years because we saw pollution levels dropping. And places that didn't have those standards, we saw them increasing. So in other countries where they didn't have pollution controls during the 70s and 80s and even up to the 90s, there were problems continually.
Yeah.
Many countries do have, and in some cases, better standards than we do. And when I say better, they're more stringent. So it's unfortunate that it's a loss, because it expresses to corporations that your environmental stewardship is no longer encouraged.
Yeah. And it's just sad that this has become politicized and ridiculous. And that's also how Tesla made their fortune at the beginning, was using the credits that were given. They would give credits back to companies so that they could get their standards lower.
Yeah.
Because you could purchase credits, and the other companies didn't have electric cars yet.
Right.
And so they would sell their credits back, and that helped fund them. So they were using government money to help fund them. But I think the oil and gas, they said, is somewhere between $1.5 and $2 trillion in subsidies that they've received, compared to solar and wind that have got 350 million.
Wow.
It's a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, we're not going to see automobiles ceasing manufacture anytime soon. Car companies are going to continue to make them. But Dan, you mentioned 1975 as the beginning of corporate average fuel economy. And I sent you some images earlier today of a 1975 vehicle, which I think sort of points out what we're talking about today. And if you could pull that up, we'll have a little conversation about this, and maybe we'll sort of blend this with old school, because this is quite a vehicle for the time, but it absolutely puts the point on what we're talking about. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. That is a 1975 Cadillac Eldorado convertible, and it is impressively long. Look at that wheelbase. Look at the front and rear overhangs. Now, this is General Motors at the peak of opulence and excess. 1975 giant 400 plus cubic inch engine, power steering, power disc brakes. You can steer that car, as big as it is. You can steer it with one finger. But this is a vehicle that was maybe on a good day averaging about 8 or 9 miles per gallon. And nobody cared, because back then, gas in 1975, less than 50 cents a gallon on average. So it didn't matter. You could burn 10 gallons of fuel, and $5 later, you'd just gas up again. It didn't matter. So while this is an impressive statement of 1975 manufacturing, it's encouraging to know that in the past 50 years, on an average basis for a vehicle like this, if you look at an SUV, a modern SUV is heavier than this Cadillac was, and a hybrid SUV will get somewhere in the order of 5 times the fuel efficiency. That's quite incredible, and it will hold
The
more.
sofas and 2 sofas in this thing.
Yeah, it's insane. And look at the colors too. Off the charts.
This is an orange vehicle.
Yes, lots of orange here.
Is this one about to go up online?
It's going to probably be another week, and then it's going to go up on Bring a Trailer.
And where is that one located?
That's located at Brotherton Cadillac in Renton, Washington.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a biggie.
Yeah, it sure is. But you can see, I mean, look how far we've come. If you compare that,
a block and a half long.
Yeah, it's if you compare that to a car 50 years later, which is let's look at a 2025 Cadillac, just as an example. There's a 2025 Cadillac sedan, a 4-door sedan.
They don't. Do they even make them anymore?
They do. There is a CTS, I believe they still make.
Oh yeah, that's right. They've got the big. That's right. Well,
they don't do the 2-door anymore, which is a shame. But car companies haven't been able to sell the 2-door coupe for years.
Yeah, they have the CT5. It's called
CT5
and the CT4. Bless you.
Thank you. And so if you compare that,
Brotherton Cadillac's the one that came up. Isn't that wild?
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe they're listening to us saying Brotherton. Brotherton Cadillac, by the way, not a sponsor. They just expanded. They have a General Motors dealership with Buick and other GMC, and they just expanded and added their Cadillac section.
I'm just trying to see if I can find a good picture, and a lot of theirs are like on the way.
Yeah, if you look at the standards, the new Cadillac is it's off the charts. There's all kinds of technology inside of it, amazing drive mechanism capability, monstrous performance. more horsepower than the Cadillac from 1975, but it's more usable, and you get fantastic miles per gallon, even for the ones that are non-hybrid. These Cadillacs on the highway, they'll get 30 miles to gallon, and that's because of CAFE and CAFE standards. You remove that, and there's no motivation for them to put cars together. It's also cheaper, by the way, to build a car that doesn't meet CAFE standards, because you don't have to spend the time and effort engineering in that sweet spot where the car will still perform but return good fuel economy.
Yeah,
and that's really ultimately. Go ahead.
This one is, let me see what the standards are here. Yeah, 22 city, 30 highway,
Yeah.
2.0 liter twin scroll turbocharged.
Yeah.
That is the Black Raven model.
Now that's 2 liters. Do you know how big the engine is in the 1975 Cadillac?
It's probably like a 7.
Yeah, it's a 7-liter engine. 7-liter, and the amount of CO2 emissions.
This one has a 5 out of 10.
Yeah,
greenhouse gas rating and a 6.
Which
I'm sure a lot of this is going to stop showing up on stickers. They're like, why? We don't have to do this anymore.
Right. Because there's no implication. There's no penalty for it. And see, that's the thing, the minute you announce to people, hey, rules have changed beginning September 1st. If you're pulled over for speeding, you'll just get a warning. You won't have to pay a fine. You won't get a ticket. You'll just get pulled over. The cop will talk to you for a while, and then you go on your way. Now, how many people are going to continue to observe the speed limit?
Yeah, exactly.
Even though speed limits do reduce accidents, they reduce fatalities associated with accidents. I'll be clear about that. Accident rates do not drop with lower speeds. Fatalities drop with lower speeds.
Yeah, it's a sad state of affairs when there's no need to change certain things.
Yeah,
it actually costs more money in the short run.
Well, and that's true, and that's what you find is whenever there's that level of disruption, the costs of recovery, and it will recover. There will be recoveries. It's the cost of recovery that's going to be problematic, and unfortunately, it won't go back to what it was before. It's going to have to be sort of gradual, because the car companies will cry. They'll say, "Hey, we're moving in this direction. We decided to do this, and now we're here this," and so it also gives other companies leverage, because look, CAFE standards just for automobile industry. Well, what's going to happen with cell phone manufacturing and with furniture manufacturing? Incidentally, we do a lot of furniture manufacturing in the United States, but you have to be very mindful of how you're using the wood and you're using the fabrics, and what are the flammability standards associated with those fabrics. The list goes on and on and on. So at what point aviation, there are limitations regarding aviation emissions as well. So where does this stop? And at what point do you just accept and say, this is what it's going to have to be, and it's going to take a tremendous amount of effort to get it returned or restored back to what it once was.
Yeah, and Gesundheit maybe. Like I'm glad I have an electric car. I love my car.
Yeah,
but like when my lease is up, are they going to have the same type of incentives? It definitely helped me buy my car.
Yeah,
because that was big down payment assistance basically. And if it's not available in 27 when I go to get a new one, or 28, I guess it'll be 28, then I'll just get whatever.
Well, and that's what happens is the get whatever is going to be driven not just by the amount of money that you're going to spend, but your plans for keeping the vehicle as well. That's the other thing that happens is people buy or have bought fuel efficient vehicles in the past because they're doing things like commuting. And if more and more people are no longer commuting, and they'll go, well, I don't need to worry about gas economy as much as I used to. So they make the decision to not buy that car, and they're okay with that. So in the case of your purchase, by 2027 or 8 or whenever, you may no longer need to go to work. So you might logically make the decision that you don't need an electric car just because the efficiency it offered you over more miles is no longer as important. So there are all kinds of lifestyle changes that are going to be impacted by this. And none of it has to do with how people buy and use cars. It has everything to do with how cars are manufactured. That's the problem, is CAFE was in place to make manufacturers be thoughtful about their environmental stewardship.
Right. And we only have one environment.
Yeah. And it's not coming back. Human beings are the only species on this planet that remove from the environment and take from the environment and don't have an integral plan for replenishing the environment.
Right. And some people say, well, yeah, but look at all the methane that the cows produce. It's like, yeah, but why are there so many cows?
That's right.
Being bred for us to eat and
Yes.
drink milk.
It's to say that I'll tell you, you want to help the environment, you buy an electric car, help the environment, just stop eating beef. Stop eating beef. Milking cows don't have the same environmental impact as open-herded beef cattle. But if you just said, okay, I'm gonna reduce my meat consumption by 50%, not only is it healthier for you, it's healthier overall for the environment. So if you cut it out entirely, you'll get an even greater benefit, or give an even greater benefit from your carbon footprint. I
think part of the problem too is a lack of knowledge in the current administration as to what is actually happening. A good example was the president said something to the effect of, I'm putting these tariffs in so maybe these Japanese companies will start building cars here. Not realizing they all have, most of them have manufacturing. Nissan, I think, has 3 plants. Honda has 4 or 5. Toyota has a bunch.
Yeah.
BMW has plants. Mercedes has plants. Subaru has, they all have plants in the United States because it is cheaper to build them here than to ship them here.
Right. Remember, it's easier to be boastfully ignorant than it is to be actually moderately intelligent, because the boasting ignorance gets much more airplay. Our channel is informative. Imagine if we came on and we said the most egregious lies about automobiles. If we said, don't buy a Buick, they'll give you cancer. Here's proof. All of a sudden.
Do I even say here's proof? People are saying Buicks cause cancer.
Yeah. Well, who's saying that? Lots of people are saying.
I hear it all the time. It's true.
It's true. Don't argue with me.
Yeah.
Here's
There's never facts involved. And when facts get involved, then people start calling us, Nazi, not Nazi, communists and socialists. It's like, no, I'm just giving you facts.
And the problem is that intellectuals have been demonized because of their capacity to understand. And when you're understanding things, that means you have to take time. You have to have a certain level of empathy. You have to be a little more human in your approach. And in so doing, you appear weak.
Right.
And it's unfortunate that that intellectuals appear weak, because it actually is a strength. It's not bombastic warlord strength, but knowledge is strength, and
knowledge is power.
Yeah.
Adam says, wouldn't it be more beneficial to the auto manufacturer to keep producing fuel efficient cars? With gas prices being high, people will buy less if they aren't fuel efficient in the long run. That's true. And the irony is, if gas starts being used more, it'll actually get more expensive If gas is used less, because think about during the pandemic, gas dropped because nobody was going anywhere. Supply and demand kicked in, and they're like, we have too much gas. We have to lower the price to move it. And if people are getting 10 miles a gallon, they have to buy more gas because some people just have to drive. Like Adam, you have to drive for your job. You can't do your job remote, and your company's paying for it. So gas will get more expensive.
The thing that is important to remember, and Adam, thank you for bringing this point up. Fuel efficient vehicle benefits the customer for long-term use. A cheaper manufactured vehicle benefits the car company short-term. So they don't really care if you get a benefit down the road. Your motivation to purchase the vehicle from a miles per gallon consumption basis, generally on an aggregated average level for sales of vehicles, is actually a small percentage of the choice associated with purchase. So car companies know this. That's why we have to force them to make fuel economy a bigger part universally or unilaterally throughout their product line. Otherwise, they won't, because it's cheaper to make a car. It's cheaper to make a car that does not get high fuel efficiency, high performance, high safety, high everything, along with all the other stuff. It's cheaper to make it dirty, for example, to make a dirtier car, a less fuel efficient vehicle. Proof of that is Volkswagen. Why was Volkswagen lying about their cars? Because it was cheaper for them to make it that way and sell more cars. And they probably did the calculus at some point and said, if we do this, what's the worst the penalty could be? We'll be making billions and our stock will go up. We'll sell more cars. We'll look bigger. We'll look like we're giants. And so we pay the penalty. All right.
Well, the penalty ended up being huge and it was beneficial because Electrify America, all the charging stations across the country were funded by Volkswagen.
Yeah.
The whole infrastructure was built by them as part of Dieselgate, as they call it. And what they did was sort of ingenious. It was a software adjustment, right? If I remember correctly, that when you went to get the emissions tested, it would give a fake number. Yeah. It would adjust. So you could get 45 miles a gallon, but then if they did the software click when you're getting the emissions, it would have dropped to like 30. So it knew it was testing the emissions and it would click down and then it would pass. But then when you're driving around, it was polluting.
Yeah.
Use the software for good, not evil.
Yeah. And look, this is, we're humans. We understand.
Some of us.
We understand how to take advantage of the situations that we're in. That's how we became the dominant species. We could collectively group in a way to manipulate the outside environment. And that Neanderthal didn't have that skill. So that's how we were able to get rid of Neanderthal, because we could collectively group and make decisions that impacted the future. It's how we get farming. It's how we get skyscrapers and pyramids and all those other things, but it's at the expense of resources.
Well, I saw a thing with Neil deGrasse Tyson the other day, our favorite astrophysicist.
Yes.
And he said cavemen, so in caveman days, 50% of people died by the age of 35.
Yes.
Or by the age of 30, 50%.
30, yeah.
In 1840, 50% of people died by the age of 35. We'd only gone 5 years to get all that distance. But since then,
1905.
It's like this. No. Where's 1905 coming from?
Between the measure was taken at 1905. So 100 years later is the number you're looking for. 100 plus years later.
Oh, I don't know if did you see this? I'm just going by the clip I saw him talk about.
Same
clip. The reason is all science.
Yes, that's right.
It's the answer is always science. We're better off if you just believe science. And he even said back then in caveman days and in the 1840s, they're all eating organic. There's no processed food.
Yeah.
But there's also no vaccines. There's no shots. There's no medicines.
Right.
So
Yeah.
science is why we're still alive.
If you look at like some of the basic metrics, if you go back to 1880 and you drink a glass of water, in 1880, a glass of water was filled with sediment from the source that delivered the water, and nobody dismissed it because there was no way to purify the water beyond that, and people drank it, and this was how more people died in the Civil War from diarrhea than being shot.
Yeah.
Because it was that bad. And today, well, still people do die of diarrhea. In most modern
Diarrhea.
countries, yeah, in most modern countries, we do get clear water, clean, clear, fresh, regulated by government standards so that people are not dying from waterborne diseases.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
All right, let's talk something different now.
Okay.
Ray sent me the link to the up and coming Stokes auction.
Ah.
So we can kind of take a look at some of these cars. I'll start at the top.
We went political there for a bit.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to with any manufacturing.
Yeah, because you have to have some regulation and you also have to have science in the world. You can't not believe in science.
Science is regulation. That's what science is. And the fact that it gets politicized is unfortunate, but that's the condition of our governments and our governance system. Is that science is regulation. You're figuring out how to regulate things to favor certain outcomes. That's where experiments come from. You get a result from a series of controlled experiments, but you're regulating the outcome.
I think we should get street sweepers and start our own company.
There you go.
And look, it has like a fart thing at the back.
Now, what do you got here? It's not coming up.
Oh, I didn't share. Oh, that's right. I have to manually do it. Sorry.
There.
I forgot that this free version doesn't have all the same features.
Oh, look at that. There you go.
Look at the back thing. That looks like the thing on the back of a whoopee cushion that makes the fart noise.
Yeah. The street sweeper used to come by my house when I was a kid. Once a week it would do it. And I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. See the brushes going, see all that stuff come out of the street. It was like, in a way, the street sweeper is it's the asphalt Zamboni.
It is. That's a great name for a band, Asphalt Zamboni.
There you go.
So we got an Escalade, a Suburban, an Odyssey. Oh, the Malibu Max. Quality right there.
That's a rare car.
The Max?
I don't think I've seen one.
Oh, yeah, it's like a station wagonish.
Yeah, yeah.
They're very popular. I almost bought one.
I don't think I've ever seen one on the road. Yeah, is that early 2000s?
This is an 05.
Yeah. Wow.
This one has only 146,000 miles on it.
That's low miles for that age. That's hard to believe that's a 20-year-old car.
Let's see. Numbers. Is this number? What number is this? This isn't Ray's, is it? No, this one's Ray's. Really? Oh, no, this is lot number 9. It skipped.
Oh.
Oh, wait. I was on 8. I'm sorry. I thought Ray is number 6. Wait, did Ray say it's 9? Oh, no, number 6 is Ray. Let me go back. This one's Ray's.
Oh, there you go.
Enclave.
Yeah. These are actually very nice little vehicles. I don't know.
137,000 miles.
If I recall correctly, the Enclave actually got a reliability rating very high from Consumer Guides. They actually do very well in the reliability tests that they have over long-term.
People are saying, I mean, Buicks cause cancer.
That's right. That's right.
That's what people are saying. I mean,
people are saying that. People everywhere. They're saying it everywhere. Did you hear about the woman who died from Buick cancer? It's very sad.
Yeah. I mean, this is a Bronco 2.
These are desirable. People pay big money for these things. You get a really nice low mile original one. People still want these. Why? I
This,
don't know.
this
But
only has 84,000 miles.
that's also low miles. What that 80, 88, 87,
89.
89.
I would buy this. It was like a fun ride for a while.
Short wheelbase. It'd be Bucky.
All right, let's see what else we got. I got an X4. We got some boats.
Boats.
Let's see
Anytime
what,
you want to buy a boat, Dan, if I'll give you the same speech I give to so many people. Is you come to me and say, I'm going to buy a boat. Well, how much you plan to spend? 20 grand. I'll have you give me $20,000. And then 2 years later, during that 2 year period of time, anytime you want to go out on a boat, I'll give you $1,000 to go rent a boat somewhere. And at the end of 2 years, you still get your money back and you'll have gone out on the boat as much as you possibly would want. And that's better than buying an actual boat.
do you think of this Mustang?
Looks like a 66 Mustang coupe.
It is.
And is that the 6-cylinder or 8 V8? It's in decent shape.
It does not show an engine picture.
Show me the front, and if it has the V8 crest on the front fender, that would be a V8.
Come on.
And you zoom in on that front fender. That looks like a 6. That's an inline 6, which is not the end of the world, but that is the base model Mustang. And does this have any bids yet?
It hasn't started yet.
That's probably a 8,500 to 10K car if it's in good, running order.
Let's see what else is Ray's. Ray also has 27 and 28 are his. So, he's got a Fiat.
Oh, Ray. How dare you?
With the eyelashes and no hubcaps.
Oh, my. Ray, you should be embarrassed. Take those eyelashes off.
Is the roof stuck open? Is that why it's open in the picture? Let's read Ray's awesome comments. Seller states, drives great, has newer tires. Oh, that's very common. Cold AC.
Come on, Ray. You can do better than that.
And then he's got this nice 03 Subaru.
Give us some color. 03 Subaru. Wow. Is that even a $2,500 car there? Maybe.
This one?
How many miles on it?
198.
That's tough.
Recently serviced a Peninsula Subaru. New alternator, new battery, newer tires, great older Subaru, windows, radio, and heated seats all work.
All work.
Well, this will go for $2,500. What scares me, of course, is the tow hitch.
Yep.
All right, let's see what else we got here. What other ones are Ray's? Also 33 is Ray's. So this is that RAV4 that we saw when we were at the we saw this when we were at Affordable Auto. I believe Ray had it parked there.
Yeah.
This is really high miles, if I'm not mistaken. 196.
That is high miles.
But these all go for the top bidder. I mean, it's a $250 starting bid. Whatever it gets, it gets. Ray thinks you should send your car to Stokes.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Maybe we'll take it there next week. What do you think it would get at Stokes?
Ray, comment in.
Let me see.
Going back to a couple of comments from earlier, when Adam was saying he thought that gas prices are high, people buy less if they aren't fuel efficient. Adam, I think many people will just reduce spending elsewhere, less movies, restaurants, etc. No, people need entertainment, I think. Now, these will tow a jet ski or a trailer just fine. That is true. But a lot of people, the reason I'm always nervous when I see a tow hitch on a smaller car is people don't know what a thing weighs. So they'll tow stuff that they don't know what they're towing, and it'll kill the transmission in a
Well,
lot
and
of cases.
a car will still that car will still tow, even if it's towing under duress.
Right. Or over the dress. A good example, and I've mentioned this before, I don't know if I said last week when we were talking about the Acura MDX. I used to have an Acura MDX, and it was the non-tow package, and everybody was, all the transmissions are horrible in those. And the one I had was on the original transmission. I had it looked at. There's nothing wrong with it. It did not have the tow package. And I think a lot of times they'll put a tow package on the vehicle, but they don't do anything different to the transmission. And it needs to have a different shifting pattern. It doesn't, some of those don't even have a tow mode. Like you get in a pickup truck, a lot of the Chevys will have a tow mode. You click a button and it changes the way it shifts.
Yeah.
When it's towing.
Yeah.
Going back to Stokes for a moment here. Let's see what else we have available. Oh, look at this. Speaking of Honda Accords.
What do you got?
A 1989. Look how little this car is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when they made actual small cars. Is that a 4-door?
It's got a dealer plate on it. Yep, that is a little 4-door with a sunroof.
How many miles?
Go ahead and guess just by looking at it. What would you say? The seats look like they're hardly worn.
Yeah, I would say just by looking at it, 110.
Well, I just kind of gave the answer away. Look at that.
How much? I can't see. Wow.
207.
That's great.
That's in really good shape for that.
It sure is. Usually those cloth seats are completely gone.
This was a donation car. The Kids Have Humane Society selling their donations cars here. It's a 2-owner. Seller states recent brakes, newer tires, excellent condition.
That's someone will pay. Let's see, at that auction, at Stokes, I don't think it'll go for more than 1,000. But
I bet you'll be 1,500.
It's. I think out in retail, you might be able to get 2,200 to 2,500 for it at retail.
I think this was the one that Ray sold before.
Oh,
is this the same one, Ray? The 330E?
Looks like it.
It's the hybrid. I don't think it's the plug-in hybrid. Maybe this isn't the same one, because this one also says no known mechanical issues, but it needs maintenance.
Oh, why does it need maintenance if there are no known mechanical issues?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe it needs. I mean, the check engine light's on, but I hate when they do this. The car's not running.
Oh,
and they take a picture, and then you see all the lights lighting up. It's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
All the lights are on when you turn the key, but actually start the car first.
You know, unless you're mechanically inclined and you understand newer vehicles, I don't recommend purchasing a pre-owned BMW with high miles.
No. Or don't get this one either.
No. Run far, far away.
Oh, I mean, it's a pretty car.
Run as far away as possible.
Yes.
And people buy these cars and they go, it was only $3,500. Look at all the leather and the opulence and then it just doesn't run.
I would buy one of these for like a prop car, like if I needed something to put on the back of a trailer to drive around in. Yeah, I'm shooting a video, because you don't actually have to drive it.
Oh my goodness! No, these are just they're just no.
I bought one once for $125.
How much?
At an auction, $125, and I was just going to auction flip it.
Yeah,
and it was. What did it end up selling for at auction? With my auction fees, I lost $80.
Yeah.
I only paid $125 for the car. And it ran and drove. Oh, nobody wanted to buy it.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
By the way, Ray says he thinks your car would go for $1,800 to $2,700.
At Stokes?
Minus a 10% fee, but he can run it with his and he'll get his discount.
Oh, okay.
If we want to drive it up next week, maybe that's our season finale show for the summer.
I'm happy to do it. I don't, I look, it's a great car. It runs, starts, stops, and drives. Cosmetics are I think very, very good. It's not a perfect car, but I think I sent you some pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see.
Look at this one.
Yeah, there you go.
That's not quite Sanford and Son, but pretty close.
That is fun. Da, 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 da. I
heard a funny story about Fred Sanford. Red Fox was in Vegas, and they play him onto the song. So he comes out on stage, and there's like 20 people in the audience.
Oh,
and
wow.
He's like, F this, F you people. I'm not doing a show for 20 effing people. And then he walks off stage, and the band goes, because they were told when he walks on and when he walks off. It was like 2 seconds later. And he still played his exit music.
That's great. That's great. I remember that show.
What a great show. All right, so that's what's going on at Stokes. That'll be exciting. And I think maybe next week that's what we'll do.
Yeah, let me here, I'm going to send you some photos just so you got them. Let's see here. Yeah, it's
and if anybody watching is interested and just a reliable Honda,
yeah,
I mean, it's been taken care of by Raffi. So I know every year when he's going down to California, he's got to get his car ready. He always does all the maintenance and the belts and the tires and whatever it needs.
Everything. And it's
very well maintained.
Yeah. And it's, even though it's got 240 some thousand miles on it, it runs great. It's going to go forever, I think. These are, you see them for, with 350,000 miles, and they just keep going. So it's a good little car.
All right, so we'll plan for that to be our next Saturday show.
Yeah, and I have all the receipts, everything from day one. Because I bought it, I think I bought it from the third owner, maybe the second owner. And it's always been a West Coast car. There's no rust on it. It's never had any significant mechanical issues. Last year I put about $3,000 in it, to keep it going and make it right. So yeah, that's the scoop.
There it is. We saw it yesterday or last week. Here it is, clean.
Yeah. And look at the engine compartment. It's nice. The headlights aren't, crazed. They're in good shape. The wheels are in good condition. The tires might have, I don't know, 6,000-7,000 miles on them now. It's a good little car.
Yeah, look at this engine. There we go. Ready? Look at that.
There you go. Ready to go.
Integrated motor assist.
Yes.
3-liter iVTEC. It's got the timing belt was done at 184. The timing chain.
Yeah.
It says belt.
There you go.
Was it a belt or a chain?
I
thought it was a chain.
I think it's a chain. Yeah, I think it is a chain.
But somebody wrote on there. Is that your writing?
No, that's the mechanics.
Did you have it replaced?
I don't think so. I think they inspected it.
Oh, but they called it a timing belt. That's interesting. That's a good engine.
That engine will go forever. All you need to do is just check the oil. I change it every 3,000 to 5,000 miles, and I use synthetic oil.
Someone's going to get a great deal.
I think so. I think it's a great little car.
So the question, Ray, is can you meet us there next week?
Yeah, maybe what I'll do is I'll just.
Well, he wants to know. He said if I send pics, will he would he, if you share the pics to Ray, I can get you his number. Would it be okay if he posted on his personal Facebook page first?
Absolutely.
He might have a buyer for it.
Absolutely. I'll send you, I've got probably 10 photos.
And you did put it on Craigslist for a minute, right? Or is it still there?
It was on Craigslist. I can take it off. That's not a problem. I think it was on there for 2,900. I think that's where it's been. But Craigslist on the island, people, if you do Kitsap, nobody wants to come over here. So yeah. So anyway, good little commuter car, well cared for, ready to go. Starts, runs, drives 33, 34 miles to gallon on the highway. Mid to high 20s city.
Here's a good question. Guy on American Pickers TV show is a buyer of old vintage oil cans.
Yeah.
Is there still any interest in those for unopened versions?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of interest in them. In fact, for some reason, it's one of those collectibles that continues to gain a lot of interest from folks. Now, the really rare high value ones can go for a lot of money, like hundreds of dollars a can. The unopened ones are quite desirable. And just to make sure our viewers understand, this is the old style can where you have to open it at the top.
Yeah.
To get now you might be wondering why I have an old unopened oil can in my studio. This is very cleverly.
Oh, it's a safe.
It's a secret storage thing that nobody would know about.
Now we all know.
Now you know. So you know where to come and steal my weed.
Oh, interesting. Here's one on eBay. This is a Texaco one.
Yeah.
They're asking $125.
Yeah, and these are the fairly recent ones. There are even older ones that are metal canned.
Oh, this is a metal can.
Yeah, that it's solid steel cans. If you go back to like the 30s, 20s, and the early teens, those also are desirable. Depends on the era, but yeah, absolutely, they are desirable, collectible. People buy them. People still pay strong money for them. So yeah, definitely.
Here's some Havoline motor oil.
Yep. Yeah.
I also wonder, like this person on this first one listed it as SAE 30. Like, does it matter what the oil was?
It does. And let me tell you why. The most common oil was 30 weight. So they made the most of those. So the likelihood of the most remaining is higher. So if you have an oil that was a kind of an obscure grade, they would make the least of those, and the likelihood of the least of those remaining is even smaller. So that in the collectible world, that makes a difference. Just like with cars, they made hundreds of thousands of Mustangs, like the red one that we saw, but they made only 1,500 V8 hypo 289 fastback Mustangs with 4 speeds. And that's because they made fewer of them. That makes them more desirable.
All right. Ray just made an offer on your car.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just going to text it to you.
Okay. And that's what we're about here, making deals.
Yeah. So next week we will drive out there, and either Ray will just buy it from you or we'll send it to Stokes.
Wow. Okay.
But he's made an offer. I just texted it to you.
I just got it. We'll make that decision when we get out there, Ray.
All right, Ray, bring a bunch of cash. I got an 88 GMC pickup truck. You might.
I got the
60s Montgomery Ward's oil cans.
Oh, Montgomery Ward's.
or
Wow.
Real Sloan's. I'm not even familiar with that brand.
Wristloan.
Wristloan.
Yeah. So Montgomery Ward, by the way, was one of the largest automobile service centers. Montgomery Ward and Sears. This was back when these mega giants, pre-Amazon, pre-Walmart, were had service centers for your car. So you go there, you could do your shopping while your car was being serviced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Montgomery Ward, while not a premium automotive brand, I think it would be desirable. Shelby, for example, if you have, I don't know that they made them, but a can of Shelby motor oil would be highly desirable because the Shelby brand is important.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a fun story, Dan. You guys might find this interesting. Yesterday, one of our Cars and Coffee buddies came to Cars and Coffee on Friday and met with Glenn. And Glenn and his family were owners of Pacific Trail, which was, the Columbia Sportswear company prior to being bought by Columbia Sportswear.
Right.
So in the 50s and 60s, they were doing lots of apparel. Well, one of their lines apparently had some crossover with automotive stuff. So they had some automotive patches, and Glenn was sort of responsible for doing like a James Dean like jacket. And they actually manufactured the jacket that James Dean wore. So they got a license to be able to sell that.
Wow.
Back when, you could do those kinds of things for a dozen jackets. So completely randomly, one of the Cars and Coffees guys is on eBay, and he happens to see something, and he goes, "Oh, I got to buy this for my friend Glenn." Clicks on it and buys it. Comes to Cars and Coffee and gives it to him. You could not believe how happy he was to get this. Guess what it was?
Pacific Trail jacket.
No, it was the canceled check from Shelby American to Pacific Trail. And it's in perfect condition. It's like perfectly flat, not dog-eared, and for $11. And it's got Carroll Shelby's logo on it, and it's got it, and everybody was looking at it and going, "Wow, isn't this exciting?" Now, if it was a check from Montgomery Ward, maybe not so exciting, but from Carroll Shelby.
Oh yeah, I just found it. Hold on.
Oh, you did?
Yep. It's the amazing thing of the internets.
Yeah.
The webs.
The webs.
Sold.
Computers.
American Shelby 1966 check.
You want to pop it up so the viewers can see?
Oh yeah, see that? It doesn't. Oh, this free version.
Yeah, that's it. Had the logo and everything.
Shelby American, Pacific Trail Sportswear, $11, and it was from May 9th, 1966.
Isn't that something?
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
That is cool. Oh, here, see original listing. 421 8th Avenue, 98109.
And it's in perfect shape. And that's the thing.
The Seaboard branch of First National Bank.
There you go. Pacific Trail. Yeah,
That is so cool.
It is, and that's what makes collectibles so exciting to people. You go after the stuff that makes sort of sense for you. Now, for me, I like certain 1980s era McDonald's collectibles because I designed several of them. So if I'm looking out for them periodically, I'll see them, I'll go get them. I also worked for the Franklin Mint for many, many years. So I designed almost all of their die-cast model cars. So when I see one come up for sale that I know is worth more than what, it might be selling for $30, $40, I'm buying it because I know the value of it, because I know how many were made and I know how rare that one might be. So that's, if you've got something, if somebody is a Montgomery Ward's collectible person, that's what they'll buy.
Yeah, look at this one. Here's a check from the Trail of Catonsville 9 Limited Partnership, which was Gregory Peck.
Yeah.
Check to Milton Foreman for $266.19. So that's like a collection thing. Like you can find people that want to collect old signed checks.
Yeah. Because it has their signature. And that's like an autograph.
That was funny that Steve Jobs one time sent a letter to somebody. Somebody asked for his autograph, and he sent a letter that said, "I'm sorry, I don't sign autographs."
And he signed it.
And he signed the letter.
That's great.
And that was the sense of humor he had. All right. Well, we don't have the closing anymore.
No.
So we will see you next week as we drive to see Ray, and either Ray hands you a pile of cash or we drop the car off at Stokes.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, that's it. If you have any questions during the week, save them for next week.
Yeah.
Oh, please, everybody watching, hit like on YouTube. That helps the algorithm.
And subscribe.
And subscribe if you're not subscribed. That way we get you'll get notified as soon as we go live each time. Next week will be the season finale for this summer as Raffi's heading off. August 22nd here on Bainbridge, we will be screening the sitcom and doing a Q&A with some of the crew and staff.
That'll be fun.
Cast, and I'm then taking it on the road. I'll be doing a bunch of cities around the country. So tune in if you can come for that. That'll be great. But go to itsalot.com for all the information. And give us a like. Hit it a bunch of times.
And subscribe. Like.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See ya.